everybody, this is Erin from EHR Books, and I would like to introduce you to the port city of Tarragondra. Bum bum bum. Now, Tarragondra is the setting for my current D&D 5e gaming guide called The City of Pockets, An Adventurer's Guide to Tarragondra. Now, why is Tarragondra called the City of Pockets? Because everybody has an eye on yours. And again, bum bum bum. All right, so what I'd like to do is show you this city, terrace by terrace, and let you know what a fun place it's going to be for you to play in. Okay, so what we've got is a seaside city set into these jagged little peaks. These are called the Abruzca Peaks, and I promise you there is just as much fun in the caverns as there is in the city for all of you optimistic adventurers and evil DMs. And come on, DMs, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so I am going to hide these terraces and we'll start exploring. Okay, so we have, here's terrace 7 goes, then hiding 6, 5, 4, whoops, 5 didn't go. 5, come on, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now we're on terrace 1. Okay, this is the brownstone terrace. Why? 'Cause the buildings are brown. Yay! Okay, I know that's a little simplistic, but I don't know, I kind of liked it. And then sandstone, bronzestone, ironstone, goldstone, whitestone, and skystone. There are several buildings here which are prominent. I have not named every single one of them. And the reason is because evil DMs need something to work with. So evil DMs pick a place, set traps, lure in your optimistic adventurers, and I'm sure one of these shops will sell stringed instruments to play their tears. Yeah, have fun with that. All right, so let's start here. This is the Lighthouse of Sukar. Sukar, in my world, which is based on my core gaming guide, Realms of the Raven's Daughter, in my world, which is called the Common Lands of Mortalia, Sukar is the father god of fire. He is one hot lover. Be very careful when invoking him. Yeah. So, this lighthouse is huge. It's like 7 or 8 stories. It's tall. And then over here is the Temple of Sukar, where every day the clerics haul lots and lots and lots of wood up the ramp and stoke the great bonfire in the lighthouse. That is what they do. Over here are the baths, where the clerics do ritual baths. If you need a ritual bath, this can be supplied, a cleansing bath in the baths. Over here, we have a market called the Curia Market. And the reason it's called that is because this building is the Curia, and you can get anything in the Curia that is weird. You can get parchment for spells, you can get eldritch stuff, you can get live animals. I've got some cages in the back here, exotic plants, herbs. There's even an entrance into the Abruzca Peaks. There are a couple of other entrances around the city too, but the Curia entrance, come on, this is so cool. So this is the Curia. This building is a warehouse. This building is a warehouse. And these two warehouses compete for business. This one is called the Anchorage. This one is called the Vault. And in between them is the brokerage. Now, I would advise anybody who is shipping cargo into Tarragondra to have a really good friend at the brokerage and make sure to keep them very well tipped. because while your stuff can get offloaded, here are the cranes, goes right up the dock into one of the warehouses, your bill of lading could just so conveniently go missing. Such a pity when that happens. Yeah, make friends at the brokerage. This building here is called the Ascension. This is a statement piece. It's 3 stories tall. You go up the stairs, and then there's stuff inside. And then on the top is a temple called the Cloister of the Waves. You can't see it yet. You will when I get to the 3rd terrace view. But it's a big deal for the city. Now, over here is the White Dock. And then here is the White Ship of Imari. In my world, Imari is the mother goddess of water, wind, and she is the wife of Sukar. And just up the coast from Tarragondra, it's not on this map, but just up the coast is one of the most sacred places in the common lands of Mortalia, and that is the Library of Imari. And so pilgrims will come to Tarragondra to take the ship up the coast to the Library of Imari. But given this city's reputation, those pilgrims are not going to last long without protection. So I thought a paladin's temple would be a good idea. So this is the White Temple. And the paladins make sure that the pilgrims get on the boat and everything goes smoothly. This is a boarding house called Ufton House. This is the Ufton River. And not a lot happens on this side of town. It stays pretty lawful. The rest of the town is a toss-up. It's built to be a little bit tricky to navigate. And that's just how they like it in the City of Pockets. Now, I wanted to make this a living city, and that requires flowing fresh water. So there are 4 ravines here in the Abruzca Peaks, and I imagined that when they were building Tarragondra, they dammed these dam rivers, and then built aqueducts into community wells and community fountains. And in the rainy season, these can overflow, so they also built runoffs into the wharf, right into the ocean. So, this well lines up with that one. This fountain is fed, here's the aqueduct, feeds the fountain, and then the runoff goes here. And where is the sewage, you might ask? Buried would be my answer. I didn't really want to put it on the map, but I imagine sewage emptying into cisterns under the city, and underwater critters gobbling up the excrement as they are wont to do. Like you put the little shrimp in your fish tanks to, clean it. That's what we might have in Tarragondra. So now let's move on to the 2nd terrace. So this is the Sandstone Terrace. This is mostly merchants, taverns, shops, boarding houses, things like that. This building here is a particularly good one. This is called the Smoldering Censer, and it belongs to Dave the Barkeep, who's the NPC for a really good friend of mine. He's an NPC in the book. And the Smoldering Censer has a hidden entrance into the Abruzca Peaks. And if you want intel on what the city is doing, stop here at the Smoldering Censer. Good call there. Terrace 3 is the Bronzestone Terrace. This is really residential. Multiple family homes, maybe a few single family homes. There's also access to this dam, and then there's access to this dam. Middle class, maybe some merchants, things like that. As we go up, here is Terrace 4, the Ironstone Terrace. So we're getting a little bit more affluent as we go up the hillsides. This is almost all single-family homes, and you get the upper middle class, the lower upper class, and if you'll notice, I started expanding the aqueduct system because this is what I was thinking. Water won't flow uphill, of course. So right at the top, it's a little tricky to see, but this is a pumping station. I was thinking of Archimedes' screw, where you're bringing water up the hillside into a community well that will feed down into the houses below. So here's one, here's a little teeny tiny one over here, slightly smaller one, here's a smaller one, here's a really small one that will feed this house, this building, and then Ufton House. And that is Terrace 4. Terrace 5 is the Goldstone Terrace. Nothing but rich people. Yeah, all single family homes, big ones, and big families, and they hold the wealth in Tarragondra and look down on the minions below, as rich people are wont to do. Terrace 6 is just here in this area. These buildings are not residential. They are libraries or temples or repositories of wisdom. They are buildings of which the city is immensely proud. This is the Whitestone Terrace. And many people will go up here and study and things like that. And then finally, Terrace 7 is the High Council, where the Lord High Mucky Mucks, I just like calling them that, hold council, because a city this big always is going to have Lord High Mucky Mucks. But when you think about the logistics, just getting resources up to this level, I mean, if you want to feed your Lord High Mucky Mucks, I always imagine that this area down here was like the fish and meat market. So the servants would have to go buy all the groceries and then bring them. Here's a little stairway up to level 2, and here's a longer stairway up to level 3. And Terrace 4 doesn't exist here. It does exist here, but it doesn't exist here. And that's because it's a hillside. It's uneven. But here's a stairway up to Terrace 5, and then a big staircase up to 6, and then all the way up to the top to feed the Lord High Mucky Mucks. I mentioned the Cloister of the Waves, and again, this is on Terrace 3. This cloister is the holiest shrine in Tarragondra, and it is associated with the Library of Imari, but maybe not as wholesomely as it should be. I plan to write a one-shot adventure, The Cloister of the Waves, that will involve maybe an old grudge that was never settled between the Cloister of the Waves and the priests of Imari up the coast. Don't know yet, but it's something that is in the offing. So this is the port city of Tarragondra, and again, it's part of the City of Pockets, an Adventurer's Guide to Tarragondra, which is nearly finished. It'll probably be about 260 or 270 pages when it's done. It should be out in August of 2026. You'll be able to get it on my website. You'll be able to get it on Amazon. And don't forget, Tales of the Raven's Daughter are the novellas that started everything. But don't forget Realms of the Raven's Daughter, which is my core 5e gaming guide that is 276 pages, which you can also get on my website and you can get on Amazon. And pop over to the website sometime, which is ehrbooks.com, because I also do graphic design, and I've got tote bags and t-shirts and dice plates and all sorts of fun things for game night. So thank you for staying with me through our tour of Tarragondra, and I will look for you in the next video. So adieu to all the optimistic adventurers and evil DMs, and we'll see you next time. Bye!